This is probably haunted. I dropped my phone in this crosswalk. She just dropped her glasses. All right, y'all, for this episode of Dreams and Journeys, we are throwing it back. It's gonna be vintage style, from the Threads to the 1965 Ford Econoline. That's gonna take us downtown to talk with Marcy Hahn of Down to Mars Vintage, a woman who has a great appreciation for all vintage things. We're gonna go talk with Marcy. I met her a little while back when I was still a reporter. I interviewed her at one of her pop-up shops. Now she has a permanent spot. Well, look who I found. Hey! We made a coffee run.
Me and Miss Daisy Jahane.
Woo woo! And I am wearing the outfit that I bought from you at that pop-up.
Love it.
Isn't it cool?
It's so cute.
I was telling them earlier, I met you at one of your pop-up shops. Was it for like Small Business Saturday or something? Or was it a holiday market?
It was Small Business Saturday.
Okay. When did you come to the decision to get a permanent brick and mortar?
Yeah, you know, that really was not ever the plan.
Yeah.
That just kind of like organically kind of opened up when I was at the pop shop.
Oh, hi guys.
Here we are. My windows are still drawn.
Love it.
There are my curtains. It's like a play off Down to Earth, but it's a little bit out of this world.
Yeah.
So it's like wearable, but different.
Yes. Well, first off, I want to talk about how you got into doing this in the first place. Your love for vintage. Let's go on that journey.
Always loved vintage. I mean, I have like very fond memories of when I was in high school and my dad's grandparents passed away really close in between one another, and we were going through all of their clothes.
Yeah.
And I remember like specifically like this one members only jacket, and my mom couldn't understand like why I wanted it.
Yeah.
She's like, this is so ugly. Like, why do you want this members only jacket? And I was like, you have no idea how cool this is.
Yeah.
I'm keeping this. So I kept so many of their clothes and like would wear them.
That's awesome.
And she was always so surprised. Like, how is Marcy pulling this off?
Yeah.
Like, how is she wearing grandpa sweaters and vests?
And how old were you?
17.
17.
Yeah.
So even at the time, I feel like when you're in that world of like insecurities as a teenager,
I knew.
you were confident.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I knew that this was like gold mine. I mean, dress ups and costumes, like that was my life. You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome.
Like, you know when everybody tells you like go back to childhood, like what makes you so happy, what makes you so passionate?
Yeah, especially when you're thinking about like what business you want to go into. Yeah.
You can never lose that kind of like childlike wonder.
It's so true.
To me, that was clothing.
Yeah.
It is dressing up. It is color. It's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I always knew that I needed to be in the fashion industry, but I didn't really know how. I remember being 8th grade, like I know where I want to go.
Wow.
I know
In
I'm going to
8th
DAP.
grade. That's
yeah.
amazing.
And then from DAP, worked at a costume shop
Okay.
when I was interning and co-oping.
Nice.
A girl I went to high school with was actually a manager there.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try this out. Like Heather told me she loves working here.
Yeah.
You know, I need to get my sewing skills up. Like I didn't really have good sewing skills.
Okay.
Very like botch,
Yeah.
hack it together.
Yeah.
I had a job working at Totes Isotoner in
Okay.
Westchester. I was assistant designer doing the cold weather accessories, gloves, hats, scarves. Loved it. I mean, it was a wonderful job, but just the industry of the fashion world, especially in Cincinnati, is not sustainable.
Yeah.
So we all got restructured
Okay.
and then laid off. And, you know, 8 months out of college, you're like, wow.
Yeah. It's
This
hard.
is what I went to school for the past 6
Yeah.
years.
I've
Like-
got bills to pay.
Yeah.
Loans to pay off.
Yeah.
It's scary.
So that was scary. I remember, I don't know what sparked or piqued my interest, but I was probably an Instagram follower that I was following, and they were selling vintage. And I was like, dude, I see this type of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I have so many resources from women I have met working in the costuming industry.
Yeah.
I see this stuff all the time. And it's selling for exponential amounts
Right.
of dollars. And I'm like, I could do that. I think I approached my old boss and was like, because she's got like sheds of clothing.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, too much. And I was just like, can I like shop out of your sheds? Like the stuff you don't really like rent or sell to people? Like,
Yeah.
can I just buy that from you? And she was like, yeah. So I just like shopped her sheds. And then she turned me on to another costume shop that was liquidating,
Oh, wow.
going out of business. And I bought a lot from that.
Yeah.
Here I am in my parents' basement, got like 6 racks of clothes. I'm like, okay,
Wow.
what am I doing now? What now?
What do you love most about vintage clothing?
There's a couple things that I want to say. I love curating it because I love putting it in a new space where people see it in a new light.
Yeah.
Second part is these clothes are damn near imperfect condition sometimes. You know, I've found vintage and I love finding vintage with the tag still on it.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing. Because it's like, wow, here we are decades later with a 1960s piece with the tag still on it.
That's incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's right under
Stood
our
the test
nose.
of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one woman who I get a lot from, her stuff is in beautiful condition from 40s, 50s, 60s, and it's because, like you're saying, we live in such like a throwaway culture now that when people had nice stuff back then, like this was their nice leather jacket.
Yep.
And they had that leather.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was theirs.
And
then,
think of things that were passed down too.
Yeah. Yep. And that's why sometimes when you see the denim and you see the leather and they do have some worn character spots, it's like, it's kind of cool. It went through the lifetime with this person.
Exactly. Do you really think there has been a kind of a resurgence of vintage?
I do, especially with younger generations. From what I can tell, is like 80s and 90s Nike sportswear, Columbia, like all that stuff, like Champion, whatever.
Right.
It's hot. I mean, even in our music and movies, like how much resurgence of 90s culture
even in
is there?
new clothing. I mean,
very true.
Mom jeans is a thing.
Yeah.
Whoever thought that was gonna be
even like shopping in Target with like their one brand, like Wild Fable or whatever.
Super cute
I
stuff.
was like, this is all
I have quite a few shirts.
vintage.
It is.
It's very vintage inspired.
Yeah.
I love making people feel good. I love giving them creative expression. Music is for you to listen to with your friends, you know what I mean? But clothing is like a little bit more.
It's what we
you.
notice. It's a first impression.
Yes. Like, what do you want to say to people? I just want to be known for helping people feel their best and like embrace a true style, because everyone has one. And you know what you like. And I think what's getting harder about today with style is we're so easily influenced by what we're shown through social media.
Absolutely.
So everyone starts looking the same.
Yep. Everything's being influenced by the highlight reel that we see on social media. So that is amazing that you kind of see that as, like, through what you do, an opportunity to help give somebody their own voice.
Think about it
you know
little
what?
bit differently.
You actually look really good in this, or this is your color, or, you know, you could really pull this off.
You can find a few pieces from the 40s.
Okay.
It's probably as far as I go back. But a lot of 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
So it's really 40s through the 90s.
Like when things get tough, things get hard, what do you go back to? And you're like, this is why I do it. Like, this is why it's worth the risk.
I haven't even realized that I've been self-employed this entire year. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you're so busy doing it, but I remember fantasizing about being self-employed and not working for somebody else and setting my own schedules. And I remember always like fantasizing about that at other jobs.
Right.
And that's what I mean. Like, now I'm living it, I'm doing it. Like, I don't even realize I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship isn't for everybody, but entrepreneurs need support people too.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's like you need that. The entrepreneur may need you to help with bookkeeping, or, you know what I mean? So it's like, even if that's what you're good at, you don't have to go work for a large corporation.
Right. Yeah.
You can get hired by and be on a small team of people, and you'll still feel that same joy as I'm feeling working in my own business.
Yep.
Every job that I've had, whether it be like a menial job at the mall or a corporate job, like everything has come back full circle for me and is applicable to what I'm doing right now.
What I'm doing now.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I basically took like almost a year off from doing what I went to school for, which was reporting, news, broadcasting. I still love storytelling, and I still want to do that with what I'm doing now. So thank you for sitting down with me. Of course. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Down to Mars Vintage. And then my website is also www.downtomarsvintage.com.
Marcy, thank you so much.
Thank you. This was a pleasure.
Inspiration right here. Come check her out.